I welcome you all, each of you, on our 33-day program, My Time Infinity. Masters, today we have a very special guest speaker, Amulya ji. She is doing meditation practice since the tender age of 12-year-old. She is also a musician who has been conducting music meditation across the country and abroad, along with producing many spiritual songs. She is currently serving as a vice president, promotions for Pyramid Music Meditation Academy, and also a chief operating officer for PMC Hindi channel by One Media Network. Amulya ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have a very interesting topic. It is what goes around, come around. It highlights a very simple yet powerful idea of our actions, whether good or bad, eventually come back to us. So this concept, similar to karma, suggests that being kind and fair to others will lead to positive outcomes, while negative actions will bring negative consequences. It is a reminder to treat others well. This principle is relevant in everyday life, encouraging us to be mindful on how we behave towards others. So I'm ready to dig in. Hope you too all. So without any further delay, I will pass it on to ma'am. Ma'am, pass it on to you. Thank you so much.
Namaskaram, namaste everyone. In this lifetime, my name is Amulya, and spirituality was always a part of my life, but practically starting meditation was in the year 2009. And I was in about 10th standard at that time. And yeah, so as a youngster, I was always going through this this challenge of religion versus spirituality. And because I was in a Christian school and I'm a Hindu, so I used to be very confused about religion. And I'm a singer, so I used to sing bhajans as a Carnatic musician. And in school, I used to sing Christmas carols because I was part of the school band. So we used to sing a lot of hymns and a lot of English songs, and a lot of it used to link with link with Christianity. And for me, it was a little confusing that conflict used to keep happening, but I never used to know what is why. And we used to have, because we're a Brahman, so we used to have a lot of, what am I saying, like pujas and not havans too deep, but yes, pujas for sure. And every morning my dad would get up and do puja. But I never used to understand what is the purpose behind it. I used to get a lot of bad dreams. I used to get a lot of unrest when I used to sleep. But again, there was no answer. My parents also were empathetic, but they didn't know the answer themselves. So I knew it, but I just waited and just let the time pass. This too shall pass. So yeah, let the time pass. And then slowly, I started attracting what you attract. And that's what essentially the topic of today is, which is karma. So yes, I have been a meditator in the past. So hence I think about in 7th standard or so, we got to know about Sahaj Yoga. We did Sahaj Yoga for 2 years. But again, it was too guru-based and we couldn't resonate with it much because it was more like growing a guru than growing yourself. And we stepped out of it. It was too much bhakti, back to what we were doing anyway and confused about. And again, bhakti yoga, so we came out of it. Yes, it's dhyan. It has dhyan in it. Yes, it's part of Raj Yoga, but yes, there was a lot of guru dependency on it. So we left it. And then in a business meeting, my father got to know about Anapanasati through Mahesh Maluji, who's based out of Nagpur. And it was no turning back for him because he was going through a major neurological problem. He used to have blood clots in his brain. He used to take a lot of steroids, a very heavy dosage of steroids. And I usually say this because there's a very, very big chunk of my life. That's 2 years of my teenhood. I don't even remember my father because he was going through so much pain, and he used to travel because he was working in a multinational company. So he used to always be in travel, and he used to travel, and he used to come back home. He used to be like one dead rock. And then again, he used to travel. So those steroids used to be like those addictive medication. But again, it was a very tough time for my father, or rather say his karma was something he was reaping, because that's what we're talking about today. Yeah, so Definitely. When he started meditation, I also was going through my own journey. So yes, I also started meditation. My mother also inquisitively, she's like, okay, I want to see what's the difference. Is this going to change him? Because he's the one who was going through the challenge most. And the first experience of meditation was when my father came back home from a meditation center, which was in Indarpuri, and he actually came like there was usually because of so much medicines, his face was very dull. And the first time when he returned, his face lit up, like there was energy in his face, and my mom could see it. And that's when she's like, "What did you just do?" And he's like, I meditated. Yes, I went to where we spoke about the Indarpuri Center. He went and came back. He had a business meeting. Miraculously, that business meeting gets cancelled or postponed. And just imagine that day where you choose. And he started meditation, and we all started because I was anyway going through mine, but I was not very regular. I was just like, yes, it's something nice to have, calm your mind, but it never became a practice for me, like a daily practice. And everyone has their juncture in life. For me, it was when I was in 10th standard, and when I wanted in my through my boards at score good marks, which is every student life goal or aim, with least effort maximum marks. But I was a very average student. So in 2009, I was a very average student. I used to get not more than 60 marks. And I was very clear, this much I was very clear that I wanted science in my 11th standard. So I live in Delhi. So in Delhi, if you need at least, if you want a science in 11th standard, I was very clear, arts or commerce, so I definitely don't want. So I was so clear about it, but I knew that if in Delhi I needed science, I had to get at least 86% plus. And I never saw that kind of marks. So I thought it was too far-fetched. But I heard a lot benefits because my father was doing it. He started attending to a lot, doing a Sajjan Sangat. So he heard that, there are a lot of benefits of meditation, and, concentration, focus, goal setting, all of that is a part of the benefit of meditation. So I was like, chalo, let's try it. I know I also like meditation. I like that calmness. That turmoil within me of religion was spirituality started clearing out of, okay, there is a purpose to Christianity, there's a purpose to, Hinduism, but everything actually meets at one point. So that sort of understanding was developing. But again, the goal setting started when I heard about the benefit of meditation. I was like, okay, let me try it. So I did a 40-day challenge, and it was during the pre-board sort of time was getting over. And so basically we have 1 month between pre-boards, which is a pre-board and the board. There's a 1 month period, and that was my like grilling month, where I practiced a lot of meditation. I read The Secret. I changed my thought patterns, what I believed about myself, that I thought I was a very positive person, but actually I was a very negative person. When I started analyzing and started getting to know about myself, I was a very negative person, and I was creating a negative reality because of my thoughts. And I changed my thoughts. I made it miraculous. Patriji's concept of disastrous, negative, positive, and miraculous. We all have these kind of thoughts, but the objective is to have more of miraculous and positive thoughts, and disastrous and negative can obviously be reduced. It's not that you become some superhero ninja after meditation, but the proportion of thoughts of negative and disastrous reduce, and more of positive and miraculous. So that happened for me. I started seeing things. My intuition power developed a lot, and I started to, like I say this, when like in a camera, things are in focus and out of focus. Like a lot of people are right now in focus and out of focus. Like they're in focus and back is out of focus, and that's the same thing that happened to me for the paper. The paper. I used to actually see the answers and the questions in my meditation. And because I was a new meditator, I didn't understand why am I seeing words? And I'm like, oh my God, this is my paper. And I didn't know, because it's just imagine it's 1 or 2 days before your exam, and you don't even know what you're seeing is true or not. And you're doing a group study with another other meditator. And if I tell her, she'll think I'm mad. I don't know what to say. So I would just be like, you know what, if she's studying something else, I would just tell her, you know what, don't study that one. So we studied only that which I saw in my paper. And I'm sure when she was in her her examination room and I'm in mine, because boards you are in different places, and I'm sure she must be laughing, because when she see the 6 markers, 4 markers and 2 markers, it's essentially like, I'm really laughing. Like, okay, in my meditation I didn't see the 1 markers, but I saw all the others, and that's how I cleared my boards. And it was crazy because I used to meditate. So my practice would be, before I study, I would meditate, and after I would study, I would revise through meditation again. And so I would keep that as a process, not let anything, no thoughts, random thoughts come in between. And visualize. I used to visualize, not during meditation, but after meditation, I see, rather, I saw 86% in front of me. And I didn't judge it again. No experience in meditation should be judged. Just see it as it is, and I just left it. And in my board, it was usually, when it's in Telugu, they say "ento stai," which means how much will you get? That's the line my dad would always ask. How much will you get? Every time I used to come in from the door, it would be a dreaded question. He's a wonderful father. He's been a wonderful father. Like, been a friend. But that one question would just turn around for me. I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to answer. Exam kaise diya? That's something, it's a very tough question for me as a child. But when this is the first time after, like, entering the house, and he's right there, and he would ask this question. I was so fearless. And I said, yeah, it went really well. And I saw the difference of it in and usually I never really cared about the result, but this time also I never cared about the result. But I got 86%. My parents were quite shocked, and not just the marks, but actually my personality changed. I've always been into music. I've always been into extracurricular activities, and I started multitasking a lot. The average youth around me would only do studying, go to tuition, and come back. And I would wake up in the morning, go to school, rather practice music also sometimes, go to school, come back home, go for competitions for my music. And for dance, I used to teach and learn dance in the evening time. So, and I used to play a lot of PlayStation. So I would play PlayStation. I would go for tuition if I was in 10th or 11th, and 10th, 11th or 12th. And the average time in a day was expanded. I was able to do so many things. And then I realized that's the benefit of meditation, multitasking ability. You're able to do so many things. First is obviously this kind of basic benefits, but the purpose of life. There were no youngsters around me into meditation, very less in north of India. And that's what I realized, that when you go to a good restaurant, the first thing that you do is talk about it. You say, you recommend it to other people. And that's the same thing for me. I meditated. I found the benefit. I didn't pay a rupee to change it. I changed my life, literally turned it around. And I must talk about it. So I used to go to schools, colleges, go publicly and start talking about meditation. And when I shared the benefit, and everyone's very shocked, and they would ask questions, and then I realized, wow, people are not happy in life. They're really unhappy. They are youngsters, particularly at that point. I was like, oh, their parents are so dominating. There's so much animosity. There's so much pain. There's so much aggression, so much addiction. And then expressing yourself. That's that's essentially what I have been doing, and I have been continuing to do for the past 13 years. And so many things have changed in my life. I've done my graduation, I did my master's, I worked in a job. Parallelly, my spiritual life was, I would teach in schools and colleges. Then I would take sessions like this when online never existed. Do a lot of events. There was Mahayog Dhyan Kum. We did 6 Mahayog Dhyan Kums, online, offline. We did 24-hour international yoga. So everything, there is nothing that you leave because of spirituality. Or because of material life. Many people say that they don't have time to spread meditation in their material life. That's not true. Till 2021, I was working. And I had done my college life or my master's, and right now I am married. Obviously, I don't have a sign of it, but I'm married, but I'm still managing my normal life and my spiritual life similarly. It's because the clarity of how you want to live your life, when you live in fear of what your partner will think, what your family will think, your actions speak it. And that's why today's session is so important. I have a small presentation, but it's not actually a presentation, it's a reminder of um, a few things that we should be aware of. We are very consciously, unconsciously a victim of our past and anticipating always of the future. But karma reminds us that everything you do has a consequence, has an effect, and it's never always negative. It's also the good that you do also. And it's important that we go within and double check every time of what our actions are. It's always important. So a few, essentially, it's just pointers, just so that this is what we know, right? When we just think of karma for the first time, we have heard of Patriji, so we know that it's a law of cause and effect. We've heard the song by Justin Timberlake called "What Goes Around Comes Around." I think a lot of youngsters, if they're there, they will know of this. That yes, karma is a part of your day-to-day life. As you sow, so shall you reap. So these are things that you always anyway heard of karma. And karma is not a punishment. There's again a lot of myths that are surrounded around karma. That if I do this, this wrong will happen to me. The good we don't mind, it doesn't mind. But when the bad happens, we are very fearful that we should never do karma, wrong karma. So a lot of us are in the doer stage where we feel that I am the one doing the karma. And our actions are my result. So we are always waiting for our actions. So we know Bhagavad Gita, and the main thing of Bhagavad Gita is karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Yes, everything is karma. Right now we're sitting here because of karma. We see each other by our karma. Karma is the action that we do. You are defined by your karma. If I am born in a particular place, what kind of actions are speaking that I am doing, and what am I speaking, all of this is karma. But one very important thing that we need to remember is that every karma has a consequence, but it doesn't mean that there is only bad has a consequence, or bad has an effect. It also means that the good that we do, the कर्म की फल की छाया भी हमारे साथ, it always comes along with us. The karma and karma फल छाया. But imagine this, do you actually check your chaya? Do you check your shadow when you're walking? No, we don't check our chaya, we don't check the shadow. Similarly, we need to remember, this is just a reminder session. There's nothing about karma that I will tell you that is new, because karma is the same. It's how we see it that keeps changing. So currently my understanding of karma is, and the way that I'm living my life is from a doer stage where I believe I am the one doing the karma. I am the one doing good to the world. Where the I in my actions are loud. From that action, from that way of being, I have chosen to be from a doer to a beer stage. When I know that work is happening through me and I'm just a medium. So there, my actions are not coming from a place of I. They're coming from a place of being, that it is happening through me. Yes, at this point in time, I am doing the action, but I am not from a stage. It's the lens at which you see it, right? And two people are having an argument. From which stage a person essentially speaks? Like between two people, if they're having an argument, both have a point of view. But which point of view is the person choosing to see from is the actual choice. So are you choosing to see that I am the one doing the action, or are you seeing it from a place of it is happening through me? So what we really need to do is, yes, not focus on the results. Everyone talks about it. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. What we are doing through meditation, what are we doing through meditation? I would like people to answer. And how is meditation helpful for reduction in karma or understanding karma better? So how does karma help, or rather, how does meditation help in sharpening or making better decisions? Wonderful. Rama says, respond, not react. Okay. Great. Birendra Prasad ji talks about a different aspect of it, that it helped him become a vegetarian. So he realized the karma of eating non-vegetarian food where you're harming another being. So harming another being is karma. It is the doer of not knowing the result. So it's always the intention behind every action, every time. Even through meditation, we must understand that what is the intention behind the action. So Patri sir gives an example saying, if I'm driving a car and suddenly a dog crosses the street and I hit it, it is unconscious. I'm not in awareness of this dog crossing. So my intention is not to hit the dog, but it happens. So do I get karma or not? No, you don't. Intention behind the karma. When intention is coming from a wrong space, that's where karma gets activated. So yes, non-vegetarian food is definitely karma. And a lot of us who have had non-vegetarian food, through meditation, yes, your karma does get resolved, but not only through that, you have to do also good actions. Again, not from a doer space, the space from which you're doing the action changes. It's the point of view. The point of view is from a space of being. Now you must ask, how is this practically possible? Okay, meditation provides more energy to do our karmas. Okay, nice perspective. Bala says, do karma at oneness level, same being in all, not harming others. Okay, all right, that's wonderful, wonderful expression. Aruna says, when we are in a stable mind through meditation, we do the right things. Wonderful. We're conscious about it. So one more aspect of karma that actually happens through meditation is the benefit of it is we're able to do sharper karmas, which means we're able to fine tune our karmas, which means if I am talking, I talk better. If I'm listening, I listen better. Through meditation, our karmas, the way we do things, changes, isn't it? My job as me sharing is that, yes, I need to speak in a proper way with mindfulness, with proper attention, focus. The way that I'm presenting in the most balanced, most understanding my audience. There's so many things as a speaker I must do. Similarly, as a listener, as a sadhaka, as doing shravanam, listening, you are able to, and you must be in a thoughtless stage, not multitask between 10 activities. If you're decided to focus in the present moment, that means you're giving your 100%, 100% to this. That's what Patriji did. He always gave the person in front of him the most importance. That does not mean he's a VIP or a very important person. No. He gave importance to the person right in front. It could be anyone. And that is the refinement of karma. We're fine-tuning our karma. Whatever we're doing it in a better way. The way I used to speak 10 years ago versus now has completely changed. Is because I'm putting the effort in myself, in doing my karma in a more refined way. Yeah. And yes, the intention behind your karma every single time. If I'm giving a tippani, if I'm giving a suggestion to someone, is it coming from a space of arrogance? From I know better than you, which is also what a lot of parents do to children, that we believe we know better than our children. So we believe the age factor is more important. That is again lack of understanding. We should always look at things from a soul level. That is again what spiritual science is. Spiritual science teaches us that we are not this body, we are a soul. But we forget in our day-to-day life, we forget it, isn't it? We forget that we are actually a soul. We're living in a physical body. We are a soul. Now, when you are living from a soul state, when you are living from a being state, yes, I am not doing it. It is happening. And I'm always ready to fine-tune myself. That is fine-tuning. That is yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yeah. In Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna says, through yoga, which is through meditation, our karma is kaushal, is more refined, is more fruitful. We are able to do the same thing in a better way, isn't it? Sir says refining karmas, sharpening karmas, and fine-tuning our karmas. The focus should not be on the fruit, which is what we usually do. Like in PMC Hindi, for example, I suppose I want 1 million subscribers. Now, will I focus on the output of I've gotten the 1 million subscribers? How do I feel about it? What am I supposed to do? Is the more of the action. What am I supposed to do? Is the primary focus. Because I can only control or I can only do my karma, what is my karma, and how to do my karma. And from what state I'm doing this karma. That's all I have as me, as Amulya in this state. But the result of it is not in my hand. There are so many factors that come behind it. We really think that we know the universe a lot because we believe that we can control it, isn't it? But no, but I've done so much thing. Why is the wrong thing happening to me only? But I never did anything wrong. Why are bad things happening to me only? Isn't it? Don't we usually say this all the time that I don't know, but I've done everything right only. But this is happening to me only. So this law of cause and effect comes from a place of not that, oh my God, I don't have control over anything, but it comes from because I only have control not of my past or my future. I only have not even control. I must say you have only now to do. Yeah. So every single moment, please, the intention of this session is not to give you a lecture on karma, is to make it very practical to understand everything that you do, it comes from a space of intention. What is that intention? You must check every time. You're talking to your child, you're talking to your maid, you're talking to your driver, you're talking to your cousin, your friend, your spouse, your father, your mother, every single thing. We're saying something, we're doing something, we're thinking something. What is the intention behind it? We must check. Because if the intention is not correct, it will lead to bad karma. It will lead to an effect. And that effect is something that you can't control. So always we must check our intention behind our actions. And that's all it is. That I just want to keep it as short, as simple as possible and keep it very practical and ask you to ask questions to keep it engaging. I thought, yes, I can have a lecture on this, but somehow I never felt it from inside. Even this topic came, I didn't want it to be like one lecture. I can talk about it for hours. Karma is such a beautiful topic, but I just summed it up into 4-5 points. Yeah. Yoga karmasu kaushalam, karmanyavadikaraste, which is essentially do your karma and leave it. Forget it. Forget that you did the karma. But what we try to do in day-to-day life is we try to remind others, I did that for you, but you're not doing that for me. But I've always been so nice to you, but why are you being not nice to me? There is a lot of dependency, a lot of attachment, a lot of finger pointing, which is again karma. Because whatever happens, happens. And we need to really focus on how much and how we are speaking, where we are speaking from, and with what fine-tuning we're speaking. Yeah. So, right, today's session is just a reminder that we are a sum total of our past, yes, but we always have power in the present on what we choose to do every single moment. We are not victims. We are victors. We have the choice every time in our hand on how we choose to speak, how we choose to think. We think limited, we speak limited, and we do limited. When we think abundant, we speak abundant and we live abundant. And that's what meditation does, to always stay in that state from time to time. Because we don't think miraculous, we don't speak miraculous. We're so underconfident here. We speak similarly and we do similarly. Yeah. So today is just a reminder that don't focus on the results. Always focus on the intention behind your action. And we always need to be from a pure state of intention. My intention, my personal intention in life is that I want everyone to be happy. No matter how many, first I used to feel personally in PSSM, I used to feel, first, why is it not centralized? It should be a centralized organization. So we have only one PMC English, only one PMC Hindi. There should be one global, there should be no global and English. There should be just one channel. I used to personally feel that a few years ago. I used to feel that, it seems like a divide. I feel this particular way. Then I realized from which space I am thinking from. I'm thinking from a very limited point of view. The actual broad and expansive point of view is that every single thing, when everyone gets a chance to speak, everyone gets a chance to anchor, everyone gets a chance to be a newer version every single time. More opportunities get created when more Zoom sessions start, when more YouTube, one more TV channels. We can't have so many, only 3 TV channels, but it gives so many opportunities, isn't it? It's the perspective from which we see. Patriji's vision is so broad. I always used to ask her, when the first time after PMC Hindi, the first channel came about, which is another, like a state-wise channel started, like PMC Gujarat started, I think PMC Maharashtra started or Mumbai started. And when it started, I called Patri sir and I said, "Sir, but what is this? Why are we starting this? Then we're again dividing. Again, this is my perspective." And he just said, "No, Baba, this is what's going to happen." Then I didn't understand, but it took me few months, and then I realized, okay, that's what he's trying to say. It's the space from which we are speaking. So when we are speaking from a space of a miraculous mind, we speak miraculous and we're living miraculous. And we look at everything in abundance all the time. And that's what my life purpose is, to see Dhyan Jagat in front of me. And I'm going to be a part of it. That's it. I'm going to do my part. Whatever it is, wherever I can be of use, opportunities will come in front of me and I will take it. So at this point, I live in north of India. So I'm in North projects, but I'm everywhere. That's what. There's no I in here, but from a space of, yes, I'm available. I'm an instrument and I'm utilized. And my job is to be the best instrument I can be. Where without your individual consciousness striking, without ahankara, without kama, without krodh, letting all the wish set aside and have a very sure, strong intention. Yeah, do good in the world. And do in the world, rather, or be in the world. Let's not say good or bad, you're just being. So thank you.